First of all, I would like to pay my respect to all vulnerable here and say good evening to everyone. Today's topic is to talk about the experience of learning English. How could we going to be speak or how we be able to speak English? So that now I've given the opportunity to vulnerable Subandi because he is very excellent at speaking, and the way he speaks is very fluently. As you also see in the last video, he's talked about like the way of learning English as well. But I think that it's kind of some right way. Now we have a lot of time, so we're gonna talk more deeply about the way to learning English. So let's get started.
And yes, thanks, Venerable. So the ways of, let me clarify our topic, the question. How can we learn or be able to speak English fluently? To learn English well or something? Yeah. Throughout my experience, I've been learning English for nearly more than 10 years. And moreover, relate to my relevance to my own experience. When it comes to learning English, everyone should notice or should know that English is not our mother tongue language, which means it is our second language. So you don't need to be perfect listen, which means, okay, if you can speak, try to speak. And to be able to speak fluently, it is not that hard. I mean, even though it have a lot of obstacle or a lot of problems when it comes to speaking English, because some people might have in mind that, okay, I want to speak English well, I want to be able to speak fluently, but they never notice that, am I getting improved or not? Because, you know, when learning English, it is our second language, so you don't need to put a lot or too much pressure on yourself. If you can speak, try to speak. And the best way to speak it fluently, try to correct your pronunciation. It doesn't matter what accent are you speaking, but the most important thing is the pronunciation, that you pronounce the word and communicate. Because language is great for communications, and it is also great for people to easily communicate with each other. So as long as you can speak, as long as you can understand what the other party said, then it is the matter. And how can we be able to speak English? It's not that hard. Try to listen. After you have a lot of idea, or after a lot of things that you gain from listening, you can apply it into your daily practice by speak it out. What you have in mind, try to express it out, and don't afraid of making mistake, because everyone is a learner. Everyone are learners. We all are learners. So we can learn from the mistake that we made. If you make mistake by the pronunciation, then try to correct your pronunciation, the way you pronounce the word. And by correct your pronunciation, it also can help you to improve your accents as well. And moreover, when you try to speak and make mistake, learn from it, and don't be embarrassed or afraid of other people criticism, which means, okay, these people gonna say my English is bad, or I can't speak it fluently. Why bother speak it out? So if you care about other people opinions, or care about other people criticism about you, it's not gonna help you to improve, but it gonna get you down to the or far away from your goal. I mean, when you try to focus much on other people opinions about you, then you start to have pressure. You start to feel unappreciated about yourself, because, you know, some people might not appreciate the way that they learn, or the way that they what they help with themselves. So it's not the good things for you to keep in mind. And after you notice or acknowledging some of these points, try to practice, and also don't afraid of making mistake, and don't be ashamed or embarrassed about your speak and other people opinions about you. And all of this can help you to improve. So to sum up what I have said earlier, means the first things, be a good listener, listen to everything, and try to practice to adopt it into your daily practice, which means try to speak it out. And when you speak it out, don't care about other people opinions or don't get ashamed of your own speaking, because it is you, it is who you are. And much more, if you make a mistake, try to learn from it. For example, if you notice that you are making a pronunciation mistake, then learn from it, try to improve your pronunciation. Even me, even though I've been learning English for more than 10 years, but you know, we all are learners, I still make a lot of mistakes while speaking. But the most important thing is I try to correct my mistake. And if other people criticize about me, I focus on the lessons that they give me. If they criticize me about the pronunciation, I don't keep it as the negativity, but I keep it as the positivity that they give me, like the feedback.
Yeah.
But they don't know really much about how to give the feedback. That's why they said it in a bad way. But we can look it into positivity, learn from it, and notice about what they have said and improve yourself. Because 1% improvement is better than you are doing nothing.
Yeah.
So try and try more. And if you feel tired, rest. And after you rest some time, take your time, practice more.
Yeah, good.
Because everything requires effort. If you don't put effort into it, you're not gonna gain anything. So this is my experience. There's still more, but I would like to give these opportunities to vulnerable Koreans to explain or to give more detail about how to be able to speak English or how to improve your English skill.
Good. What's the conclusion that
Yeah,
was speaking?
conclusion.
Yes. To sum up again what Vulnerable somebody have mentioned at the moment, the way that you can improve your English skill if you go to like practice and don't really care about the other word insulting or the word that other people criticize you about a negative point. If they criticize you about a negative point, Vulnerable somebody said that you got to take those points as the positive point, or take as the lessons, or the way they like give feedback to improve you, just like that. And also the matter of the English learner, the person who cannot speak English, is only about they have the like embarrassing, they do not dare to speak English out, they afraid that someone is catch the mistake, just like that. So the only way, if you have to like don't care about those negative mindset, I mean the way that the way that or what you're thinking that can stop you to be able to speak English. It's just like that. And now I just would like to share about my experience of learning English a little bit, because I can say that a new one of English learner. I've just learned about this 2 years since 2020. So I am the new one. So why I can able to speak? It's not that I know a lot of vocabulary. It's not mean that I goes to learn too much, but because I think that no one is perfect.
Yeah.
If I speak or I commit something wrong, or the way I speak is wrong, my senior will give the feedback to me or tell me about how could I improve my English speaking, just like that. As you can see, I'm not good while I'm speaking, but I can speak, and you can understand me. You might understand me, right? And I use the simple word. And yeah, if we talk about the simple word, I want to add more a little bit about this. The problem of English learner also about this point as well. Like many people, they try to find the advanced word to speak. So that's why when they cannot speak, because they don't know about those vocabulary. So it casing you think that, oh, why I've learning English for a long time but I can't speak? Why? You messing like that. So I'll tell you why. Because you try to use the word that you don't know exactly, and then after you cannot speak, you messing that, oh, I don't know English, just like that. According to my experience, I try to communication with the people who are surrounding me. I try to speak English with them. sum up or including just only one way is you have to practice or you got to speak. Don't be embarrassing, don't be care about the other word that like kind of insulting word. So now I think that let's get the opportunity to our senior. He's have a lot of experience of learning English. So now let's get started.
I'm not senior, just simple student. For my experience, not far away from Vulnerable, but different school, right? Yeah, I mean that you studied Phnom Penh, a lot of experience in Phnom Penh, and now you study English in Battambang. Have experience about this, Vulnerable the same. But for me, I want to tell all people that watch our video, I mean that focus on your condition life in the present day. If simple is the poor people, I mean that you should study English. You can find the cheap school or simple school. Some people they study in Pagoda, you know. Yeah, Pagoda is simple for me. When I don't have enough money, could study you can say expensive school or popular school. I mean, I study in Pagoda. When I have the money, you can say save money. When I enough money, I go to study private school. You know. So I mean that depend on your daily life, or you can say your ability as well. If you don't have enough money, you can study. You can say simple school. Simple school very important as well. You know. So don't you can say compare with the rich people or rich student, right? Because you can say talk about economic different from them. So I want to say if you want to develop your speaking or writing as well, study every day, every time. Don't give up it. You know, English. I know some people say that easy to study, but for me, you can say difficult because not our language. You know, and should study hard. Study hard here means that study every day. Every day, some people they study. Some students they study 2 hours per day, 3 hours per day, or 4 hours per day. Yeah, but 2 hours or 3 hours up to you that you want to study. Enough for you. Practice speaking very important. It's important to study English 1 year or 2 years, 3 years. And that should spend your time to practice speaking. Practice the first time. You can say the first time for the people that practice speaking. You can say should help motivate yourself. You know. Believe yourself, love yourself, and motivate yourself. Very important because some people you can say they made the people have negative thinking when they develop this speaking. Some people say that speak wrong grammar, speak wrong pronunciation. You can say stress or detonation or phone symbol make them don't want to speak more. You know, but the first time if you want to develop your speaking, try hard, and you can say active. Learn practice speaking every day. Every day. Sometimes you can learn practice 1 hour per day or 3 hours per day, or you can say focus on your time. Don't give up it. When you give up it, you cannot improve your speaking. You know, when you improve your speaking, you can speak fluently. You can find the mistake by yourself. Sometimes you check the dictionary. You know, check dictionary, find you can say pronunciation or something like that. So practice practice speaking every day, very important, you know. Yeah, thank you so much all of you. And do you have any idea you can add more? What your conclusion?
Yeah. To summarize what my senior said at the moment, he said that like no matter where you are, although you in the countryside or like about the place that you study is hard, it doesn't matter. Like if you're difficult to find the place that you are able to study, you can go to the Pagoda because the Pagoda have the place to provide you about English, especially mathematics, English, and computer. The monk or like the person in the Pagoda after they learn from outside, they gain the knowledge and then they spread out or share to junior, just like that. So I think Honorable Swandi, do you have anything to mention more?
So last but not least, when you try to improve your speaking, do not compare, because comparison's not the best thing. It can make you lack of motivations, and this is the reason that you shouldn't compare. yourself to other people. Sometimes you might encounter people who speak English more fluently than you, but when you compare yourself with them, you start to lack of motivations, and also you start to have one thing in your mind that why I cannot speak like them. But you not notice about yourself that you are getting improved better than you are in the past. So don't compare yourself, and if you found that you still have a financial problems, find a school that you can afford it and do more self-learning. Because if you put effort into the things, you can achieve it one sometime, but everything take time. So take your time to learn and take your time to practice. And if you're making mistake, try to correct it, try to improve it, and don't care too much about the other people's opinions of you. And moreover, when you wanted to learn English so much, but you still cannot find the suitable place or the place that you can learn, Pagoda is the best place in your list, because Pagoda can be the best place to commit the merit, which means good deeds, and also it is the best place that can provide you about educations, especially English educations and other things that relate to educations. Buddhism as well. For example, like to calm down your minds by listening to the Dharma that is spread by other monks that they learn from Buddha's or I can say Buddha's teaching. So the last place for you that you can learn English is Pagoda. So if you cannot find a place that's suitable or that is affordable for you, then Pagoda is your last choice. And don't be afraid. When you come to Pagoda, you can communicate as usual with monks or with other people that learn with you. Because what I observe or what I notice, some people might still afraid of the monks, but I don't know why they are like that. So this is the last that I have, and I hope everyone's gained the good things or the positive that we have in this video. And if there are any mistake, consider it as our error. And if you can learn, if there's good things for you to learn, then keep it in your mind. Learn it, because we all are human beings. So we keep learning and keep learning from each other. So that's all. Thanks for your listening and watching this video. Hope you all have a good day.